Good morning, everybody. This is the Game of Smith back again, of course. Basically doing another trove video. Hopefully everybody's doing okay this morning, or this afternoon, or night. Depends on what the part of the world you're in. Like I said, if you need a hand with anything or questions or anything like that, that's what the channel is about, of course. Like I said, right now I'm just going to be doing a grind, of course, and I'm going to be doing some more gem dust and getting all that stuff done today. Just because, I need to be able to get this character up, and this is what I've been trying to do in the last little bit. So, yay. Now, let me see. What do I need to do? I've got water. I need some more water, air. Jeez, I need everything. So I'm gonna get some water right quick and be able to do it that way. So let me see. Let me get some of that right quick. Now, do 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 do. Yep. But you gotta love mornings, you know, with a cup of coffee or a cup of something. Yeah. Or even a cup of Red Bull, you know. But I don't drink energy drinks. Like I said, unless I'm at work and stuff like that. But you know, let me see. I'm looking for, like I said, that dungeon's closed off on one side, so it's going to take me a lot longer to go mining. So I try to avoid that as much as I can. And let me go in there and go in there and perfect. There we go. First dungeon of the day, of course. I need another 200 boxes, of course. Basically, then done over 200 yesterday. Like I said, I've got at least one upgrade because it does take a little bit of resources to get there. And of course, like I said, even 200 boxes is not much, but it is a start. Basically doing to combine gems and stuff like that. And like I said, it's just one of those things, you know. Basically, what trove is, if you look at trove itself, it's you put a daily goal for yourself in the game itself. So basically, if I'm doing like gem dust or I'm doing like mastery, I want to get, like I say, if I'm looking like to say do PvP, I could do PvP and to say, okay, I'm going to get 50 points today of PvP. You get 50 points and whatnot. Depends on how quickly you can get stuff and everything done. That makes a big difference at the end of the day. So what you want to do is just basically set a goal for yourself and be able to reach that goal and be able to, yeah. So this is what I do every single day, is try to reach a goal so I can actually still be able to advance my characters and stuff like that. So I know how much it is going to require for a certain amount of level and whatnot, because like I said, I've been playing this for a while. But the thing is, I love basically doing the grind to a point. Like I said, it's just because there's always something to do. Like I mean, it's the grind is always like if you want to grind for building materials or doing stuff in the club world and so on and so forth. There is so much in this game. Plus, like I said, it's a great game. Like I said, like I said, if you do play it itself, like I mean, I can help you any question that you do have or anything like that. I'll be able to help you as much as I can. Like I said, I always do try to do that every single day and try to help you on your way so you're not struggling in the game. The thing is, there is a lot of struggle. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of everything in Trove itself. You would not believe, for new players or returning players to see the updates and stuff like that, it becomes very, very, very crazy of what you need to know. It's just like, it's not just jump in, start killing enemies and stuff like that. It's a lot more to it than that. Like, I mean, there's basically an enchantment system. You don't get the enchantment system right basically you're not going to advance very far because you're going to be missing light, you're going to be missing stats, you're going to be missing a lot of stuff, and so on and so forth. That's why I say I digress and say, hey, work on one character, and when you get that one character up, you work on your other characters, and you keep on doing that. Like I said, you got to remember every time you get like a gem or something like that, you can transfer it over to your other characters. So you're not basically building just one character. Once you actually get one character set, then you can start working on the other one. But do not try to basically work on multiple characters at the same time, like for augmentations and stuff like that, or doing different things, because you'll basically end up slapping yourself in the face and say, why am I not be able to do this, or why can I not do that? Because it will actually put limitations to you, and you'll cause your own limitations, and then you're like scratching your head and saying, okay, why can I not progress? Well, the progression itself, if you look at the progression system itself, it's a major, major, major thing. Like, I mean, a lot of people just don't get the progression system because it's so much stuff in it. But at the end of the day, you can actually still progress pretty decently. Now, if you go along and set something in motion for your own self, and you would like to be able to actually continue on with that, you could actually do that. So for me, see, I look at it this way. I look at exactly what it is and how trove works. Like, I mean, trove is not just a normal grinder. It is a grinder. It's not a normal grinder. People be like, hey, man, it looks cartoonish. It looks like... It is not... It's not, like I said, it's not that... It's easy when you get into it. It's not easy. It's not an easy game to pick up. Like, I mean, I've been playing this for so long. Like, I mean, I played Diablo. I played all these type of games as well. And each game I play, like, I mean, it's kind of like the same type of game. But there's little tweaks into the game itself that will actually leave you going, So, like, I mean, it's good. It's fun that way because it's always a challenge. The challenge there is try to learn as much as you can. Try to get all the information. It's like playing Minecraft. Like, I mean, if you want to learn how to build, like, you can build something that someone else built and learn how to do that. Like, I mean, you look at the construct of the building and so on and so forth. And you can actually do that, you know, and learn how to do it from their perspective. Or even put your own twist on something so you'll be able to say it's your own. And so on and so forth. But on the other hand, like I said, trove is kind of the same thing. Once you actually get in there and be able to actually play it correctly, you'll be able to actually get what you're looking for every day, and it will not be a chore. Actually, it'll be a lot more fun because you'll be like, oh, that's how you do that. And be able to actually advance yourself, even if it's only a little tiny bit. Even that little tiny bit can make a big, huge difference at the end of the day. People be like, oh, no, that's not how it works in Trove. Basically, when you actually learn how to play the Trove, because Trove is basically, yes, once you get going, it's a lot of repetitive grind. But it's a type of grind if, basically, it's not necessarily need to set your own goals every day. Like, I mean, this is what I do myself because I'm like, it basically, since I've been playing this game for so long, like say, trove do get a bit boring and everything for me at times, and so like I mean, I'll set a goal so it doesn't seem so boring. I'm like, I'll go along and say, hey, I want to be able to get this done today. I want to get that done today. So I'm actually be able to get that goal done and worry about everything else after. Like, I mean, in that direction. So, like, I mean, if I'm basically, to say, chatting with you guys and stuff like that, it makes the game not so monotonous to a point because it's like chatting into a room and you see hours go by, you see days go by, you see weeks go by, and you're like, whoa, I got this much done. And yeah, it's just like that. Like, I mean, it's all a progression. It's the progression system. Like, I mean, you want to be able to turn that progression system into a system that is going to benefit you because it's only going to benefit you at the end of the day. If you are playing this game, like, I mean, and you are legitimately wanting to be able to play it correctly, you'll be able to actually learn your own schedule. learn your own thing. It's like me on Twitch here. If I'm at work, I'm not going to be able to get a chance of basically do streaming because I can't bring my console with me. But I'll look at it and say, okay, I got this done, and this done. Now I could be able to work on something else. And then when I get a chance of doing something, I can actually work around my schedule. So I'm actually still able to do some streaming and get all that stuff done. So that's exactly the way Trove is. Like, I mean, you work around your own schedule and you work around what you need to do yourself to basically benefit yourself still. It might take you a little bit longer to get stuff. And it's not, like I said, it's not a game that you need to constantly play to a point. Yeah, like I said, the more time you put into the game, the more you benefit. And that's a great big huge, plus, at least for new players and stuff like that. If you got the time enough to play it, play it, And like I said, if you got questions, like I said, you can basically, I'll be able to answer them as much as I can and as quickly as possible as well. Because, like I said, I don't like to see people stuck in this game because you should not be stuck in this game. Because this game, if you look at it and look at the constructs of it, it's not that complicated to a point. Now, like I said, I turned around and, like I said, even done Minecraft videos and stuff like that, done auto farms. Yeah, I've done auto farms with friends. Every time he builds something, I basically advance it, or I build something, he advance it. And we'll basically learn out of each other. And, I look at the concepts itself that each person can bring to the table, and that's exactly what it is. Well, something the same thing with Trove to a point. But the only thing is, Trove is more of a single player to a point, like a single player grinder, unless you're doing the Delves or doing Leviathans, because you do need people for that. And that's the only two aspects in this game that you will need multiple people to actually play. Well, basically, for new players, of course, if you're wondering what a Trovian is, if you get looking at those little tiny yellow pedestals and you're trying to figure out what a Trovian is actually a player. And I do not know why they call them Trovians instead of players, but it's just something, I guess, go along with the theme of the game. But just to let you know exactly what a Trovian is, because a lot of people even asked me that question. They said, why the heck is a Trovian? What? I don't even know what it is. And they became really confused because of that reason. This game will leave you in confusion sometimes because they say something in the game and they don't really come out and say exactly what they're trying to get at, And that's something that this game is very famous for. At the very beginning, this is how bad it was. I remember doing an event, and one of the events was trying to explain something to people. And what happened is when they tried to explain something to people, like I said, they were so far-fetched, they were so far out there on the main goal they were trying to talk about and try to get at. It was unbelievable. And I literally took the time enough to make a video on it, and I was like, this is exactly what they're talking about. This is exactly what they're trying to get at. And people were like, oh, okay. But it took me almost 45 minutes for me to pick it apart and say, okay, this is exactly what they're talking about. But see, some people don't have that 45 minutes. Some people just want to jump in and just go plop. It's done. I want to get rid of it. Or just basically say, hey, man, this is a bit too much challenge. I like to be able to go along and do it that way. So you know, this is exactly what my videos and stuff is about. So it takes the challenge out of the game to a point. Now, it doesn't stop you from playing. It does help quite a bit. But, you'll understand the game a bit better. And that's exactly what I do. I try to make this game less complicated as possible. Because, when it comes to... I remember the first time I went along and I was talking to a bunch of people. And I was talking about the eggs. And I was like, I cannot find eggs. I couldn't find eggs for the Easter event. And what happened is, they were actually almost looks like they were actually a piece of grass They were exactly the same color and everything else. And I was just running around, and I was basically just flying over them. And what happened is, every single time I did that, it was like, oh, they're there right in front of me. And I was like, oops. Yeah, it does have to happen to me too. Like, I mean, sharing information is great. But the only thing is, if it's broken information, then it's more confusing than when you first start, because if it's confusing, then you're not going to get nowhere. You're going to be stuck in the same position that you're always at the very beginning of the game, and that's exactly what it is. The game should not be doing that to you, but it does. And players don't even make it any easier. They'll go along and say, hey, man, you need 1,000,000 of this. Or they'll go along. But some people do have that type of sense of humor that they'll actually try to go along and troll you as much as they can. And then you're trying to figure that out. Like, for me, I don't troll people. And I try not to get into that mode itself, because there's just no point to it. I know it can be funny. At times, but I look at exactly what it is. Like, I mean, if I can get you into the game in that you actually enjoy the game itself and the content of the game itself, I like to be able for you to do that. I don't want to be for people to be floating around and trying to figure out what to do next, because you're basically spending a lot of time in the hub and stuff like that. Like, the less time you spend in the hub, the better you are to come across. Because the thing is, if you're actually spending no time in the hub, that means you're out there grinding, you're better in your character, and you're actually enjoying the game. And then when you go along and talk to your buddy and say, hey, man, I'm in Uber 10, the guy would be like, oh, man, I'm installing 6. And you'd be like, hey, I can teach you this. I can be able to help you. Boom. You get another person that you can actually bring along with you instead of leaving them behind. And then when you're actually doing stuff in the higher levels, it's like, hey, man, I get my friend to do this. I get instead of basically just having one side of the coin. Like, I mean, yes, I do a lot of Uber 11 because, of course, there's not much other benefit in this game for me currently. Because every other spot right now currently gives me nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, I mean, I lose gem dust or I'll lose something, but if I've got to drop down to a level and help somebody else out, I will actually drop down 1 or 2 levels from where I'm to, so I can come and help you guys out. But I will not drop to like Uber 6, because I know Uber 6 is very easy to get at. I know you can get there and whatnot. I know you can get to the 5K PR, which is really easy to get to Uber 8. Now, if you're stuck between Uber 8 and 10, then basically I can understand that, because I know there is a gap, because you've got the light level, you got a lot of other stuff going against you to a point, and I can understand that. But when it comes to the overall aspect of actually getting there and trying to get to Uber 8 or anything like that, it's not complicated at all. Basically, what you want to do, and I'll tell you how the easiest way to get to Uber 8, because you do not need light at all. So what you want to do is get your PR high as possible. So you want to get to say, okay, if you're into shadow gems, you want to get them basically a few levels from being maxed. And that's exactly what I do myself when I'm actually grinding. But basically you need levels too to do this. A few levels from being maxed, you level them up until you actually can get to Uber 8. Don't over-level your gems, because you want to save your gem dust and stuff like that from the get-go, because of the fact that you don't want to do a double grind. What I mean by a double grind is basically you grind for the gem dust, then you grind for the gem dust, and then you grind for more gem dust with the same level. You want to avoid that as much as you can, because you don't want to stuck with the same level for months on end. Like, I mean, you don't want to stay in Uber 6 or Uber 7 trying to get that same gem dust. You want to be able to progress yourself as quickly as possible. And this is not even a shortcut. This is something I figured out before that you can actually do. So let's say a gem takes up to level 23. You go up to level 20. Because level 20, you will get your max amount of PR. Yeah, like I said, you get 200 and something on PR out of certain gems. Like, I mean, you get double or sometimes triple. Let's say if something that's cost you 45 PR at the beginning, you'll get about probably a 160, 170 going to level 20. This is why I say level 20 is be the highest you need to go. And then you do basically, you can do the math even before you even start and say, okay, I got this gem. This gem is equivalent to this one. And you'll be able to actually do it that way. So you're not basically just grinding endlessly, doing nothing. And then once you get up to Uber 8 and stuff like that, and you get your light level, then you'll be able to actually move right along and basically go for smooth sailing. So what you want to do is just basically do it that way so you can actually benefit in the game itself. A lot of people just don't get that because they'd be like, oh, I'm stuck at Uber 6. I'm stuck at less than 5K. I can't do nothing with this game. That's how you do it. And basically what you want to do is just basically save up as much stuff as possible or only use only what you need. Then when you get up to the Hoobers, like I said, you'll be able to progress as you go and use the extra gem dust that you collected and also flux as well as you go along. So you're not basically wasting materials. The very first thing people do a lot of in this game is waste materials. Like, I mean, they'll waste gem dust or waste flux and everything else. And when you get up to the higher levels, I can't progress because I don't have this and that. The thing is, if you cannot progress and you're stuck, it's going to happen. It's going to happen if you don't do it right, because what's going to happen is to you, you'll be like, okay, I'm stuck at, I see people with maxed gems have 9,999, 1 point away from 10K, just to go to Uber, the next Uber. But they don't realize that their gear can also be upgraded. Like, I mean, you don't want to upgrade Stellars because Stellars are just like trash right now because since they're all crystalline. But if you can get a set of Stellars off of somebody or anything like that, like, go for it because it will help you. You want to get a set of Stellars with at least a 1-star on them, like this. This one has a 1-star and whatnot. You do not want to upgrade these anymore. Those are basically a thing of the past, and you want to get rid of them. And basically, they'll turn into flux and so on and so forth. So it'd be extra spending cash for you inside the game. You got to remember, flux is like real money. Okay? So basically, it's like working for like 50, 75 cents an hour or sometimes $2, $3, $4. The more flux you have, of course, the better your mastery and stuff will be too, because you can do a little bit more trading in that with people. So you basically, all your flux and stuff like that and all other things in the game, like the more dragons you got, the more flux you actually make too. So you'll be able to use that and utilize that as much as you can. Now, how do you get dragons? Well, I do have a few videos on that, but I can explain it down, numb it down a little bit so you can actually understand exactly what I'm saying here when it comes to those videos. Like, I mean, very first thing is you can go to permafrost because that's one of your very first areas to be open, and which is basically this area here. That will give you your very first dragon if you're actually doing it. It might take you a couple of hours to get the fragments. Now, you need 100 fragments. What you want to do is just look for glacial shards. And glacial shards are kind of like the off-white color from snow. So they're a little bit harder to see because you can fly right over them. But they do have like kind of like light blue specks in them. So they don't look like snow at all. They look a little bit different. So they're a little bit hard to see to a point because they do have like a sheen to them. They do kind of blend in, but once you get to know what they look like, it's pretty easy. They should have changed the color of the ice to snow because it would make it a lot easier that direction for people to actually find what they're looking for. But they did not do that. Since the game was actually introduced itself, there's a lot of stuff that was never ever changed. That's the great big problem for some players. Because you'd be like, hey man, I can't find this, I can't find that. I need this and I need that. And I'm like, okay, you need this, this, and this. But if you can't find it, then it's like I said, it's more of a confusion. And if it's that much of a confusion, then you're like, why am I still playing? Well, the thing is, it's nice to be able to play something a little bit different, but also learn something different. And that's exactly why I still play it, because I'm constantly basically learning myself too, of different things in the game. So I'm not basically, even though I'm a veteran to the game, but I'm always trying to advance myself into the advancements of higher stuff. So I'm basically doing the same repeat as you every single day. I'm doing the same grind as you. I'm doing, like I said, set myself in goals and stuff like that. But you set yourself in goals only if you can set yourself in goals. Like, I mean, you say, I'm going to play an hour a day. You go and play that hour a day. Or basically, if you're doing a stream like I'm doing right now, I'm going to stream for about 2 or 3 hours. So I'm going to go along and do that, and basically do that. Like, I mean, do what you want to do. Like, I mean, it's your life, it's your own control, and basically enjoy what you're doing. And like, I mean, don't make it into a chore to say you got to do it. Like, I mean, if you can't do it, like, just take a break, or just basically switch to a different game or whatever the case may be. Like I said, you know. And that's exactly what I did, actually. I took 2 days off from this because after 10 years, I finally took a break. Because every single day I've been playing this game and just grinding it out and everything else. I love this type of game because I love survival games. Yes, there's not much. Basically, if you die in this game, there's not much you can lose. You can lose a little bit magic find or something like that, but that's the only thing you can actually lose. You're not going to lose your gear. This is not Minecraft. This is absolutely different than that. When it comes to it, you lose a little bit of magic find. If you are a lower level, your magic find is not going to matter nothing. So don't fret about it at the lower levels. Like, I mean, I could lose 2,000 magic find, and I could be up to where I'm 2. See, magic find will actually replenish itself as you do dungeons. It will actually, or mobs. Either way, either or. So what you want to do is get as much mobs and stuff like that to replenish that. So you never really truly lose it. You don't lose it permanently. People be like, "Oh my God, I lost magic find. I got lost it for about an hour." Well, yeah, you're not really lost it for an hour, or you didn't lose it permanently. And like I said, it's just grinding it back. Like, I mean, all you're going to be doing is grinding anyway, so you're not really losing anything. But yeah, like, I mean, it's like all the progression you do in this game is actually saved to the character. So that's another good thing too as well. You're not losing, like, if you're playing Minecraft and stuff like that. And I'll say Minecraft as a reference, because Minecraft, you get that diamond armor and everything else, you die, and like, okay, I got to go back and collect it. Well, this this game doesn't do that to you, which is a good thing. Like, I mean, everything that you do, everything you collect, is there. Like I said, I could have whatever. It's a process of elimination. If you know the process itself, and you'll be able to keep going with that. And like I said, once you get something done or something collected, then you move over to the next thing, and so on and so forth. You move over to some of the easiest stuff first, because you don't want to waste a lot of time. Then you go for the harder stuff, like the end game stuff. Like I said, the ones that's going to cost you the most time and time consuming. So you want to be able to do that, and you want to be able to benefit yourself big time. So, like I said, if you're not benefiting yourself every day in Trove, basically you're not progressing. And if you're not progressing, you're not going to be able to do nothing at all. Like I said, to the aspect. So you're going to think about what to do every single day. Like, I mean, I set myself a goal every day. Like right now, I'm actually doing the same goal as I did yesterday. I'm getting 200 boxes, so I'd be able to actually upgrade my gems once again. Now, these boxes are only water gem, but if I really wanted to, I can get a mixture of boxes and go to the adventure worlds and stuff like that, and be able to go and do that. Now, adventure worlds do drop mounts and stuff like that and other hidden stuff, or some of the rare stuff in the game, but they do have a low drop chance of actually doing whatever. So you get to look at exactly what you're doing and exactly what the goal you want to set yourself. And that's pretty much what I do every single day. So let's say if I'm playing together with somebody, or even doing a stream, I'm like, okay, I want to be able to set this I want to be able to make this to work, that to work. I want to be able to work into my own schedule. So I'm actually not basically overplaying the game where it becomes absolutely monotonous, or underplaying the game which I'm going to basically losing time. So that's exactly what I do. Like, I mean, repeating this same process over and over every single day, I don't mind doing that. Like, I mean, it's a grinder, and there's a lot of grinders out there, but to understand the grind in itself, I started back in World of Warcraft and other games. I played a lot of PC games and stuff like that. That was similar to this. And when it comes to the grind, like, I mean, if you're looking for a wand, say, or you're looking for a piece of gear, it might take you a couple of hours to get that one piece of gear. It might even take you a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks. People think trove is actually a bad grind, but it's a lot worse out there than that. Like, I mean, trove is actually pretty easy when it comes to it. And getting the concept down and burning off those levels and getting that stuff done makes a big, huge difference. Now, what I mentioned yesterday in my stream, this is exactly what I mentioned to one of the other players. This is exactly what I said to them. They were having a problem of leveling. I told them this. You know, the easiest way to level, if you go to, let's say if you're in Uber 6, go down to Uber 5. You lose a little bit of the XP, but you do the dungeons faster. You gain more than what you're actually losing, because you're gaining more in time. You got to remember, it's this game is done by hourly. Every hour that you do something, you actually benefit. If you cannot benefit within that hour, that means you're basically struggling through the game. That means you're taking that much more time out of the game and out of your own play. So if I'm only gaining like 0.3 of my EXP table, and if I'm going to a lower level, I'm gaining like 0.5, 0.6. I already gained that 0.5, 0.6, even if it has a lesser EXP table, because you might be only losing 1,000 EXP at most, and that is nothing to lose in this game. Basically, you gain it back by speed. And if you gain it back by speed, you gain a lot more levels per hour, and that's exactly how that works. So every hour you got to think about it. Okay, you're actually grinding for your gems, you're grinding for this, you're grinding for that. What do you want to set for that 1 hour? What do you want to set for, like I said, even if you play this game for a straight day, so you say 16 hours, 18 hours, what do you do with that time without being bored? You got to be able to take boredom out of the game. And that's the thing I did before. Like, I mean, I started playing this game for about 16 hours when I first started playing here. They basically just to get resources. It was a grind and a half, and it was a lot of fun, because what I did is just basically said, okay, I need sheepstone. I went started going to Candoria. I started doing all that stuff. Started grabbing as much sheepstone as possible, and I only farmed sheepstone. That's the only thing I did for 16 straight hours. People would be like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. You can do it if you basically want to get resources. Like, I mean, you stack resources for later on in the game. There's so many mounts and stuff in the game itself. It's unbelievable. There's a lot of stuff you could craft. There's a lot of stuff you can grab, like I said, off the map, and so on and so forth. That every zone has its own dragon, or just about every zone. There's basically mounts and stuff like that. Like I said, adventure mounts. There's adventure boxes that you can pick up as well. Like, I mean, everything will benefit you. That's the thing. And you got to think about it this way. Like, I mean, if it's a small benefit, it's going to be a small benefit, but you're still benefiting. Every single thing that you do in the game, it's only going to do you in the game. It's not going to do the next guy that's sitting next to you. It's not going to do anything else for anybody else except you. And that's exactly what it is. And how you progress in the game, like, I mean, if it's slow, well, if you've got slow progression, that's, whoa, okay. This is the first time. 3 of these same dragons. Nice. I'm going to snag these right quick, because that's extra flux for me, of course. I don't need these fragments anymore, of course, because this is Blackbeard, by the way. And usually you don't get 3 of these together in the same aisle, which is kind of weird. But usually you only get 1 of these. If you do get one, sometimes you don't get none, because, like I said, they are a random chance of getting them. So yeah. Now I got to basically enter this dungeon right here and click and go in there, and yeah. But like I said, if you are looking for information on this game or anything, or even a hand with the game itself, I'm more than welcome to actually help you with the game. Now, I do at times help new players with stellar items and stuff. Now, the thing is, before you actually come into the chat, before anything, make sure you're trade level 20. Because if you're asking me for items and you're like, hey man, can you give me this? I cannot give it to you because you don't have the trade level. And the problem is, I don't mind doing that because I know stellars are actually absolutely useless. Only unless you're going to try to get to Uber 8. Because once you get Uber 8, like, I mean, you could get to Uber 8 with just, without a weapon. If you get the weapon and stuff like that, it's fun and dandy. Like, I mean, but you can get to Uber 8 with just 2 pieces of stellar and basically with a ring or something like that. But my suggestion is, if you're going to be doing it that way, just get your ring crafting up. Your ring crafting will actually help you quite a bit. And basically, you'll be able to use the mastery and everything from there. So you'll be able to use that as much as you can and utilize that as much as you can and be able to do it that way. So you want to be able to keep going with that. So hopefully you'll be able to actually utilize the information that I've given so far this morning and be able to actually play the game a lot better and get more efficient to what you want to play or how you want to play. Because there is so many different levels in this game. Like, I mean, there's a level of different levels of grinding. Like, I mean, it's not just one type of grind. Like, I mean, right now I'm doing gems. But what happens if I go along and switch over and I want to grind for, say, rings? I'm just basically doing stellar rings or getting my mastery that way and doing all that fun stuff. Then I can go along and get that done and work with that type of material. And like I said, every type of material in this game will help you and benefit you no matter what. Because everything in this game is actually used and basically or recycled. Like, it's recycled back into flux, it's recycled back into other items. Like, I mean, you do have a loot collector that will actually change that stuff into other stuff so you can actually revamp everything. So you're not losing progress. You might lose some materials as you go. Like, it means basically when you break something down, you might lose a little bit of shape stone, you might lose a little bit of souls, you might lose something. But the stuff that you can easily get back. It's not like, oh my God, I just did this, did this, and then you got to try to struggle to get it back. No, it doesn't work that way in Trove itself. So you want to look at exactly what you need to do. Now, what I'm going to be doing here now is putting some stuff away. Of course, there we go. Put that stuff in the box there. Now, I'm looking for to go into here. I'm still trying to get the 200 boxes, of course. And once I get 200 boxes, I will be taking a break from Trove. Like I said yesterday, I've got 227 boxes to be exact. And I just went a little bit because, like I said, while I'm actually helping people and stuff like that and doing what I do, like I said, it makes the game a little bit less boring. So I don't even notice what I'm doing. I'm just like, yeah. And I like doing it that way because it's a lot more fun that way. So, like I said, that's exactly why I do what I do, because it's just crazy. And like I said, I basically start losing track of time too, which is kind of nifty because it does happen quite often in this game. It's not like, oh, I'm going to play like basically Fortnite, and I'm like looking at my clock and saying, oh man, it's like freaking 10 minutes gone by, and you can almost time it from when you first started playing to when you actually stopped. But this game, it basically hours can pass and you don't even know it. Like, I mean, it's fun. It's fun that way. Like, I mean, the only way you can really keep a track of time, actually, if you're streaming or something like that, and you look at your stream timer, or basically you keep on looking at your clock. That's the only way you can keep a track of it. Usually, you lose a lot of time, but you don't lose time because every time you do something in the game, basically every hour, basically you benefit. So, like, I mean, it's not like every 5 or 10 minutes or whatever the case may be. If you play this for game for 5 or 10 minutes, it's not worth picking up. This game is not worth picking up because it takes it takes time to play it every hour or in a day. If you took an hour every day, and like I said, you want to get gem dust, you want to get mounts, yeah. But anything less than an hour is not much point. So it does still take that little bit of time to actually play it, but it doesn't force you to do it. That's the thing, and doesn't force you to do anything else either. Like the cosmetics and stuff like that in the game. Like this game, you can actually put money into it if you're the real money if you decide to do so to get some mastery, or you don't need to put money into it. It doesn't force you like certain games. Like I mean, this game is a lot of fun if you look at it. And welcome to the stream, there, Green Play. How are you doing today? And good morning to you too, sir. Hopefully you're doing great. Like I said, this is my morning stream. Normally, I usually try to play an hour in the morning sometimes. But yeah, like I said, I'm just basically trying to teach people how to play trove because a lot of people get stuck in this game a lot. I mean, in levels, like the 5K level, 10K level, and they don't know what to do next. And that's exactly what I did with this game. And I love playing this game because there is so many constructs. As I said before, you take an hour and make a schedule around that hour, and you'll be able to keep going with that. Like, I mean, if you're playing less than an hour, it's not much point. But take an hour. What's an hour of every day? There's not much time at all. And, like, I mean, you still benefit a lot in this game. Like, I mean, if you're doing grinding gems or you're doing whatever. Yeah, basically, you can, like I said, for people that's just tuning in, you can also check my YouTube channel as well. I'm actually, nice. What Green Play, what PR are you? Like I said, where did you leave off to? Was what I'm getting at. Because if you're a return player, I can actually help you a little bit to get up to snuff. Because I never took a break since this game first came out. Like, I mean, I took a break for 2 or 3 days, but I still played it because I still do my daily logins, as I'm actually doing right now. Okay, so you're less than 10K. Okay. Like I said, what you could do, or anybody can do actually, just basically check out my YouTube channel itself. It's got a lot of fun tips and stuff like that. You can check out Gamersmith. Basically, you can hit the link up above and check out my stream, the streams there. Basically, if you can't find my channel, just look for the Blue Wolf itself. You'll be able to find me there. Basically, if you like the content itself, you can hit that follow button there as well, or that like button, and basically keep on going from there. Basically, I've got every single thing in Trove broken down, so when you come back into the game, you're not going to be struggling anymore. Frig the struggle in the game, and Frig basically the way they try to explain things, because it's very confusing for some people, and at least even if you're returning, there is a couple of add-ons to this game now, and there's a couple of changes. So this is exactly what I do itself. I try to keep people up to date and keep people posted what's going on, and so on and so forth. Like, I mean, I've been playing this game straight for 10 years. I love this game so much. There's so much content in this game, it's not even funny. So, yeah, like, I mean, it's what it is. You're on Switch. Cool. Awesome, dude. Like I said, are you playing on the UK server or the US server? Because if you're on the US server, it depends on what you're doing right now. Like, I mean, in game-wise. I know you're not playing the game right now, but, I mean, when you get back into it. Because if you're on the US server, I might be able to give you a hand or something like that. I might be able to get you that 10K today. But I don't, like I said, I don't like dropping down to like 8K, the 8K, anything below U7 because it's a lot. It's painful. It's painful because I lose a lot of stuff. But I don't mind helping people get some gems and stuff like that, or just help the person out. Because, like, I mean, I know it's a grind, and come back into the game itself, it is a bit of a pain. It just to start off. You being where? Ooh, another dragon. I'm getting really lucky with these dragons today. Nice. And it's not even Dragon Day. Don't think. If it's Dragon Day, it'd be perfect. So that means I'd be getting my maximum drops. Nope, it's actually Gem Day. Hey, sweet. Now, like, I mean, I normally, what I do, I'll explain a couple things here. Right, the gems will actually give you the most pain. Like, I mean, I've got all crystalline gear on this, crystalline gems on here, just because I can enter the U11. Um, like I said, I'm still working on it. And as you notice, I got a 44K character, and I do have other characters that's close to 40K now. But I'm never rushing the characters, and a lot of characters I don't use or at all. So but yeah, I can definitely help you. Like, I mean, you're on Uber 8, you're almost Uber 9. What type of gear are you using? Are you still using Stellar? Are you using Crystalline? What are you what are you rocking? Because that makes a big huge difference too. Because if you are actually using Stellar still, that means you're losing so much PR. And you can't upgrade your gear until you get to Uber 9 anyway, in most cases. Oh, you still got Shadow. Okay, you need to upgrade. Okay, what character are you using, dude? Like I said, what is your main character? Like, I mean, if it's Shadow Hunter, it's all what? Nine. Okay, so basically, you need a sword. Uh, you need. Now, I was going to say, what type of armor are you rocking? Because your armor, when it comes to 8K, I know you're not rocking no shadow in that. You might be rocking parts of shadow, but I know you're not rocking a full shadow. So there's got to have some stutter or something there, or you might be just getting your PR off your gems, which you got really high PR in that case. So that means most of your gems are maxed out. And that's what usually happens with that, because you basically do a revamp in that direction. And that's what you need. You need basically to start replacing your weapons and stuff like that, because that will give you an extra, I think, like an extra 2K PR. Your weapons itself, weapons and armor. And once you finish with that, you should be able to go that. Now, okay, I'll shut up. Okay, I could definitely help you, dude. I can help you. I could definitely give you a boost with that. Like I said, I'm glad you actually joined the channel and got that problem. Because that's an easy problem to fix. Now, as I will tell you this right now, I don't help people to grind gems, and normally I don't help people to grind gear. I'd rather for them to enjoy the game, because like I said, the game itself is a lot of fun. It's a lot of enjoyment itself. And like for me to go along and do fishing for you, you're not learning nothing. And that's exactly what it is. Now, like I said, I'm not strictly against helping people itself. But, like, I mean, there is a limitation I will help. Because of the fact that it basically, I'd rather for you to be able to grind on your own. Because of the fact that you'll actually benefit more on your own. Except these two conditions. When you're dealing with Leviathans and you're doing like the delves, you need extra people. Yes, you can do a solo delve, but you're not going to get the levels as you would do with basically with other people. And that's exactly what happens. So what I'm going to do right now, are you on the US server? If you're on the US server right now, dude, I'm going to give you my handle on my PlayStation, and you'll be able to join me. Now, you won't be able to join me, but I'll be able to join you. And I'll give you... I'll be able to join you right quick. There you go. This is my handle on here on a PlayStation. You'll be able to use that, and you'll be able to utilize me for a day. Well, not for a day, but I mean for until we'll get you settled and get you that PR. Because you're stuck at that level where your PR is very easy to fix. And I mean very easy to fix. Like, I mean, it's unbelievably easy to fix. Right now, I've got like 2 pieces of stellar on me already, so I can actually help you. Now, I do have some stellar rings and stuff like that, but you want to get the mastery from ring crafting. Like, I mean, ring crafting is not that hard to get up in the levels, and so on and so forth. And that is a lot of mastery for a player. Because, like I said, a lot of people try to get the rings and stuff off of me, and they're like, hey, man, I got the best ring in the game. And then find out, oh, man, I'm losing so much. Yeah, you do lose. That's why I don't like doing sometimes. I don't like doing what I do sometimes, just because of that reason. Because they miss parts of the game, literally. Because he thinks he can skip right on past it. But it doesn't work that way. Because once you do that, you lose PR, you lose mastery, you lose everything, and it's just like, crap, why the heck do I got such a low mastery? Then you find exactly what you need and don't need. And what you need is what you actually got from another player. So, yeah, it's one of those things, you know. Like, I mean, it's nice to help a person, though. Anyway, regardless of that, it doesn't matter if you're on Switch. I'm just wondering if you're on EU servers or the US servers. EU is European. European does not play with US at all. And if you're on a Russian server or something like that, you won't be able to do it either. Like if you if you're on a Switch, let me do this one. I'll give you my Switch, my Cross Connect. And now that's a capital T. This is me on here on Cross Connect. That's playing like with PC and everything else. And you can add me there as a friend for crossplay. Now, I do not know if it will work for Trove. But now I know you can still add me on basically the PSN app and other things. So, you know, you still be able to get a little bit of hand with something. And that's not a problem. Like, I mean, I got every single venue so I can help people out as much as I can. And yes, I do play games and stuff off on PC as well. So, yeah. So if you can't find me with Teal Unicycle, basically 753, like I said, that's my crossplay. Like, I mean, you might need to capitalize the T or the U in it, so you'll be able to find me. You should see kind of like a blue Yeti. And you'll see me there for crossplay. So, yeah. Still trying to get to 200 boxes, of course. And working on my way up to there. Then I'm going to basically switch to zone. Usually only stream for about an hour in the morning. But like I said, I'll make this one exception. Because like I said, once I start helping people out, I love doing that stuff. And it makes this game a lot more enjoyable. What is your handle, dude, on Switch? Because I can hand you right quick. Because if I can get your handle on here or your nick, I'd be able to actually add you from Switch itself. And I can add you through the PSN app and be able to go cross connect from there, and or try to find you as a friend and cross play. But see, I don't, like I said, I don't know if I know you can play with people in cross play if you already got them added. And normally, what I find is if you're adding somebody, the easiest way to do that is through Minecraft, like me for crossplay, because Minecraft is one of the easiest crossplay menus that's available. So that's something you can basically look into as well. That's if you do play that game at all, because that's how I add a lot of my crossplay friends and stuff like that, and I still do play Trove and everything with them on here. That's just in case it doesn't work any other way. So it sounds more complicated to add a person, but it's not that hard. And then I'll be able to help you out as much as I can. Because right now I'm collecting stellars and stuff. Okay, just give me a second here. I'll add you right quick. All right. Radiant hat. No, don't need that. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can find you. I know I can't find you through the PlayStation. So give me a second, guys. Friends, search for players. Now, if I go back through here and friends request. No. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find you. Zimis Dem. Okay. Is it EMISE? Dem. 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 Yeah, I can't find you on here. Now I can go along and get you. See, I know how to do it, but the only way I know how to do it is through that. This is weird. I'm looking for try to get crossplay. I don't know if there's a way of doing it through PlayStation. I know. You could do it through, like I say, Minecraft and stuff. No. I don't see you, dude. And I don't see PlayStation having the app. Well, let's see if I can actually get on my phone and see if I can get on there with the app. Because sometimes I know I can add people with my app before I can actually do it with the console. It's weird, but it's what it is. See if the PlayStation app actually allow me to do cross-platform. If that's the case, I'll be able to do it. If not, then I don't know. Still looking. PlayStation app. Because I know some options that the app does have that PlayStation doesn't have. Okay. Frenzies. Okay. Add friend. Now, Z E M I S E D E M. Let me see if I can find you. And nope, you're not there at all. Like, I mean, you can try to add me on cross-platform as Teal Unicycle, and that's the only thing is. But I think you need numbers at the end of your nick, because in most cases you get a number. Like it could be like number 12, number 14, number whatever, and that would actually separate basically all the accounts. So I don't know. But it's got to be something there that it stopped me from finding you on here. Because I can't find you on cross-platform. And I can't find you on. Well, I won't find you on PlayStation anyway. Hmm. It's weird. That's why I said. That's why I asked people what console are they playing. And like I said, if I was on PC, I can add both, which is really easy. Yes, I do have a PC, but right now I'm actually using a different window. Plus, I'm actually doing streaming, so I'm using that for streaming. But yeah, but like I said, if you're still stuck and whatnot, you can still check out my YouTube channel. That'll help quite a bit too. But yeah, it's too bad I can't find you, dude. I mean, I try to look for your name. Like, it's got to be a number. There's got to be something else attached to that. Because it's not just a name. It's kind of weird if it is. Like with Twitch, and with Switch, and also PC, it will actually give you a name and a number. And it's always your name is always followed by a number, and that's why it works. So yeah, it's probably the reason why I can't find you. Is it's got to be a number in there someplace. Do, 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 do. Now I gotta check on my box count. I've got 99. I got exactly 100 more to go. Then I'm basically gonna be logging out for today, of course. For now, I'll probably come back later on tonight or whatever case may be. Like I said, if you get any questions or anything like that, I'll be able to help you out as much as I can, at least when I'm live. I'll be able to help you also with my YouTube videos and stuff like that. I do have quite a bit. I do have this game broken down so people can understand how to play this game and be able to get the information that they're looking for. I do have all my videos labeled and stuff like that, so you're not wasting your time on my channel, so you can get back into the game and basically enjoy what you like doing best. Right now, I'm just basically trying to get the 200 boxes and work with that. So, yeah. Like, I mean, Denise, I'm sorry, basically, I can't help you directly. It's like the cross barrier when someone is actually playing on like the Russian servers and stuff that they can't play. This is the same problem, you know. But yeah, I'm not saying we can't not play together at some point or whatever the case may be. But um, there has to be a way of basically getting that cross connect without going to Minecraft or other game. Like I mean, I'll probably add you later on through Minecraft, so you'll be able to connect to me. Like I said, I've got your name, you got mine, so it's all good. And like I said, all my chats and stuff like that. Anyway, I'll go back and look at those and see exactly what's going on with that. So I'll see what I can do. Like I said, I'm not leaving you high and dry, dude. And I'll be able to help you as much as I can. Yes, yeah, I know you can play this in cross-platform. This is a cross-platform game. But, like, I mean, but I don't know how far they did with the cross-platform. I don't know if you can play with everybody. I don't think you can play with PC players. Which basically it's a kind of another, because the Switch and I think Sony has some kind of partnership or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But anyway, it's all good. Now, what I'm going to do here, let's just keep on trying to get those 200 boxes. But yeah, like I said, my goal basically every day right now is trying to get 200 boxes of each color. That will actually allow me to get 2 enchantments. Like I said, I'll do 200 boxes today of water gems. I'll do 200 boxes of shadow tomorrow. Not shadow, but cosmetic, and so on and so forth. So I'm actually doing each step. So I'm not doing like 200 bucks, 200 bucks, 200 bucks, 200, and just keep on going, just because of what it is. And it also gives me a break too as well of playing. Ah, this is my YouTube voice. I don't change that. I can't change that. I could try to though. Like yes, but yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, this is my YouTube voice. But yeah, that's weird for someone else to actually ask me that. But that's cool. So how are you doing, my friend? How are you doing today? And welcome to the chat, of course. Crip. I'm still trying to get 200 boxes. I've got, like I say, 100 and something right now. It is box day, by the way, on Trove. So that's great. Awesome. Good to know, dude. But like I said, what you could do is, like I said, yeah. All right. I'm still trying to grind here to do my thing. Like I said, once I get to 200 boxes, I will be taking a break because I need coffee. I need to re-energize myself again. No. Basically, do it that way. I don't get much out of coffee, though. But it's what it is. La-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. But it's all good. Yeah. But like I said, if you're basically wanting to know how to play this game or get a hand, you can also check out my YouTube channel, of course. It does have a lot of videos on this game and other games, not just this one. Minecraft, I basically got a tutorial on how to make basically a villager farm that actually allows you to get unlimited amount of emeralds, also unlimited amount of iron, and basically an unlimited amount of books. So you don't need to worry about that stuff anymore once you actually set it up right. It takes a little bit of time, but that's just the way it works. Now, once I get to, like I said, the 200 here, I'll be able to actually just take a small break. I will be back on later on. I do play Minecraft. I do play like Cyberpunk. I play a lot of other games too. So, like, I mean, it's not just a one game. So what you could do is just basically check out my YouTube channel if you want to be able to advance your skills in games itself, or just get some information about the games itself that I do play. Basically, I'm Gamersmith. All you got to do is just look for that blue wolf, and you'll be able to actually find me there, or just hit the top link above my stream, and you'll be able to go and do it that way. So there's two ways of actually reaching me itself. And be able to do it that way. So you'll be able to get the information that you're looking for and be able to actually advance even further instead of being stuck in one position forever, because this is exactly what happens in Trove or in survival games. You get to that point that you basically try to advance and you can't advance anymore. It's like playing Dino Tamer. I don't mind Dino Tamer. I don't mind it at all. Nope. My favorite class, and I really don't have a favorite class because each one of them has its own job. Like, I mean, I look at each character as a job. Like, I mean, Shadowhunter as a job, but basically just killing stuff, and do somewhat decent in the delves. It's not the highest DPS in delves, no matter how you build them, but he's still pretty decent. Like I said, Solarium basically is a new type of Shadowhunter to a point, and so on and so forth. Basically replacing, I've seen the Solarium basically going as high as 153, not 153, but 183 solo in a delve. So I know basically how far that character could go so far, from what I've seen people do streams and stuff with that character. But now, you gotta remember, delves do change every week, so that might be just one of the lucky strikes that he's got for that 1 week. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy sometimes what you see out on streams and stuff like that and whatnot. Like I said, right now I'm still building up this character and making this character work, because right now I still got almost over 1,000 more points of power rank to go. And I still got a lot of mastery to go too, because since the update itself, I've been working on that itself, so I can help other people out at the same time. So if you do play on the US server and you're looking for a hand with anything, just let me know. I'll be able to come and help you out. Like I said, I don't know. Like I said, with the cross-platform thing, I'm not too sure because it's iffy. Because I know you can't play with PC players or anything like that, unless they did change it with the last couple, update or two. I know there is a significant amount of players you can't play with, but I know there's some players you can play with. It's weird. I don't know if it's just because of the way the system's set up or the way the software works. But anyway, regardless of that, I will try to help out as much people as possible. I do play on PC. I also play on PS4/PS5. And it's basically a lot of fun, a lot of grind. But to answer your question about the Dino Tamer, yeah, I do like Dino Tamer. It's just it has a bit of a limitation for me. I don't. I like its damage for grinding, and I like the Lunar Lancer. I like the Neo Ninja to a point, and I like the Shadow Hunter because both of them are all 3 speed classes. They're all actually damage. So basically, what it is, it's more to do with that itself. And I mean, I don't just do just for the pure DPS, but if the character doesn't have a certain standard, basically when I go to grind and slower, like using Ice Age, it's a very slow on movement and stuff like that. I try not to use that type of character too much. I use it for delves and stuff once in a while, or do something mix and match of what I'm doing. But normally, no. Like I said, for grinding and stuff, no. It's just one of those things I don't do because of that reason. So yeah. Like I said, when it comes to like information and stuff like that, like I mean, shared information on this game does help the gamer itself, and it helps them a lot. But the only thing is, if you're stuck in a predicament or stuck in a spot, you don't want to be stuck in that spot for too long. Like, I mean, if you're stuck there for months and stuff like that. I know one person who was stuck at 10K for about 3 months, and he was grinding every day. He didn't know what to do with the game after a certain point. I was like, oh, okay. So basically, I got him up to about 25K. And he was like, oh, that's how you do it. And then he started repeating the same process. He's basically up in the 40s Ks now. So, yeah, it does happen, you know. And like I said, I'm just glad to basically help you guys out as much as I do and as much as I can. Basically, my magic find. I've got over 6K. So I find it very easy to get stellars. Like, I mean, I'm still missing 1 dragon currently, and I don't use a magic find ring or any type of magic find gear. Like I said, I kind of got away from that because after a certain point, after 5K magic find, you will never find anything any more or anything less in the game. Just to let you know, there is a limitation of magic find. It's like the limitation on critical and critical percentage and stuff. There's limitations to everything. You just get to know the limitations itself. But anything above like 5K magic find, you will find a lot of stellars, a lot of stuff like that. You don't need to go any higher than that if you really don't want to. Now, if you want to go along and basically go far higher, you can go straight ahead and just basically get every single dragon. This is exactly what I got, and this is the reason why I've got them. Like, I mean, I could have, like, this is without Patron, by the way. I don't run Patron. If I was running Patron, I'll have about 12, almost 14K magic find. But I don't run Patron. Like, I mean, I'll have double the magic find of what I've got right now, which basically gives me insta drops, pretty much, for stellars. But I get insta drops anyway. Like, I mean, it gets to a point where your magic find doesn't give you no benefit. It's like getting beyond like the 500 mastery. You don't get no more stats from it. Like, you get a stat until you reach that 500, and then it stops. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff in this game when it comes to grinding and stuff like that. There is limitations to it. So yeah, you just got to know the limitations of what is going to give you what. And as a free to play player, I'm pretty much kind of free to play to a point, but not 100% because I do still support the devs every month when they do come out with packs because I know when the packs are gone, they're gone permanently. So that means they're no longer available in the game. And like I said, if there's mounts and stuff like that, they might give me about a level of mastery or something. I don't get much from them. But like I said, that's just here and there. You know, you don't get much at this height of the this height of level because of the fact that it requires so much more. Like it requires me 380 points right now to get one mastery level, which is pretty crazy. And as you gain those levels, it just gets harder and harder to get those levels. So that means you've got to get more and more stuff in the game, and I don't know why I cannot kill this guy. There we go. Done. Sweetness. All right, let me check on my box count right now. I've got 124, so that's pretty good. Do. Alrighty. Going straight over. Do 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 do. I've got about another 75 boxes left to go. It's not going to take me too much time because it is box day. And once I get those boxes itself, I'll be able to go along and just take a break from this game. Probably go back to a different game or just take a break point and just watch a movie or something. But it's all good. Oops. Gotta kill some more Mr. Krabs. Do. 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 There we go. Next dungeon, of course. And to be able to keep on trucking with that until I actually get those boxes. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm a little bit low on energy right now. And I'm not putting that much energy into my games. I should be doing a lot better, but I'm just a bit dried out right now because this is a longer stream than I normally do. I usually do like a 50-minute stream in the morning, and then during the day I usually do a longer stream. So I'd be able to combine time zones. That's the reason why I do that, and be able to do it that way. Like yesterday, I done about a 3-hour plus stream. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of information shared and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a lot of fun when you actually got a lot of people doing what they do. Anyway, regardless of that, I'm going to basically end my stream here, guys. Hopefully, basically have a great day. Hopefully see you later on in the next stream I do, and be able to say peace out for now. And have a good one, and have a lot of fun doing what you do as well. And just basically keep the stick on the ice. See you guys. Laters.